The sweetness of the bread I had for my evening meal still sits on my tongue while I write. I was testing out the produce from the bees today. Honey, rich and pure, added to bread makes a wonderful and filling meal. I do think I have developed a very sweet tooth since living here. I pretty much live off peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, hot sweet tea, and now I can add honey to my list. There's still a long way to go with setting up the ultimate beehive, but getting a huge supply of honey has been a good start today. So long as I don't eat it all, I will soon progress. Now then, welcome back to another episode of A Druid's Tale. And as you can see, I have been busy building. I've got the roof section of the middle area all sorted out. I've done a few other little improvements around the place as well, you may be able to spot. I tried doing these the opposite way. Maybe some of you suggested that in the comments. I don't think anyone actually noticed that they were the other way around and that I was struggling a bit, but still, I've put it in. I haven't done this side yet. I've decided to leave this as it is to see which side grows on me, and if I come up with another idea, I'll do that. So building wise, this is now my awesome centre of bees. This is the bee museum or bee hub or something like that. Bee something. And these two sections either side are all sorted out, ready for the aviaries or apiaries. Aviaries? I think it's the aviaries, the bigger ones. And we've got all sorts of things going on out here. So these are apiaries, so it's aviaries, the big stuff. And everything's running smoothly. As you can see, it's all doing the things that it's supposed to be doing. And we're getting combs and things from them all. So the bees that I've currently got are working fine. The produce from those bees is going directly into the barrels out here at the minute, though. And I want to do something about auto-processing these now. These combs, all of these combs, need sorting in some way, shape or form. And I want to do a fairly simple setup to start off with, because I want a power supply of some kind a bit later on. I don't have any power cables over here, so I'm going to have to do some collecting of stuff. I do have 3 more bees there. I did go out collecting more bees, and I found some silverwoods as well. And this endearing scythe actually was pretty good at getting silverwood saplings. I got 2 saplings off 1 tree, which is pretty dang good. That'll be useful a bit later on. I want to check out these treasures, though, on camera, because these mob drops sometimes give you some cool stuff, like these gold coins that I could trade somewhere. Potion of harming, a gold ingot, and a splash potion of invisibility. Not bad. And this one gives me potion of swiftness and a splash potion of swiftness. Not bad, not bad. Let's dump those somewhere, out of the way. Dump those in there, there we go. So yeah, I want to automate the processing of combs today. Do you see what I did here? Look, these are wood lattice from garden stuff. I tested that out to see if I liked it as the railings, and while it's not amazingly perfect, it is pretty cool. I may try and remove the bottom block and put something in the bottom instead and just have this handrail around the top. I don't know yet though, we'll see. I've got no power supply down here though for making these centrifuges work, and I think I'm going to need a couple of centrifuges to have an ultimate system. But for now, we need to just get started on basic processing and pumping the items back into the supplies. So what we've got is we've got combs. So let's just take a stack of combs out of there. We'll do those. And do I have a chest? Well, I've got some gold, but do I have a chest that I can upgrade? Yes, okay. Okay, so first off, make myself a sorting chest that will be sorting out the combs and picking up all of those items from the combs. And I thought, no, I've took all my automation stuff back apart from this few bits over here. So we'll have transfer nodes and item transfers as our thing. Hopper might even work. Barrel might work. Beealyzer, I can sort it all out to have bees analysing a bit later on. Can work that out. Okay, so this is where all the goods come in, basically, anywhere along here. I've also got the dump chests upstairs, but these will do for now. So let's bring this down one place just for now and pop that on there and make that Any combs? Any comb? I think that should work. This is a comb, so any comb should stay in there. Right. Apart from the fact that I've got them all set up in here with this lot. So if I take all the combs out of these and take all them back, the combs on this side as well, take all them out, then combs have nowhere else to go other than into the combs chest. Refinery location is a slight weird one. Naturally so, right? If the chunks aren't loaded, things get stuck. I think that's how it's working. So all these combs should now just sit in there. Yeah, good. Alright. So when the comb comes through over here, if those chunks aren't loaded, then this connector is not connected, and therefore items don't travel. Because items don't physically travel, it doesn't load chunks or anything. So we may see some problems in the future, but I'll have to just make sure that when I come down here, I quickly flush the system. Because I like the refinery location system, and if it wasn't for the chunk loading element, then it would work all the time quite perfectly. Alright, let's have that pulling out of there. Yeah, it'll pull out of those. Okay. And we'll take the centrifuge and have that up next. So the centrifuge is there. It's going to take the honey. Yep. And we'll take the survivalist generator and just plonk it underneath. What I'm going to do is have power supplied to these things a lot better. But for now, the survivalist generator can take that energy and stick it into here. In fact, I should probably put that on side of it so I can pull out items from the bottom. I want to get a better power supply. I want bees to power themselves, but for right now, this is what we've got. So that on actually, let's do putting that into there, so that just automatically disappears. Okay, and we'll just have some thermal expansion, so I don't connect to this other transfer node. If I put transfer pipes there, then I'm going to go all around the houses, whereas if I alternate the types of devices that move things, then I've got more options. And they both work pretty much identically, except this one can be turned off and on easily, whereas that one can be filtered easily. But when combs are the only things that should be going into this sorting chest, then this should only be pulling combs out. So this should only have combs to process, and so once I keep this up with power, all the combs should go back into there and the produce should start being produced and brought up to these barrels over here. So this should now be my income. There we go, we've got 16 in there at the minute. 17, there we go. So we can see that that's working and counting up nicely. Where the other things go, what will happen is if I come up with a comb that doesn't have those things that I've already allocated a location to, they should just sort of get stuck in this chest. Let's take those out for a second and put the stringy combs in. You should be able to see that in action. So we'll take all the stringy combs first, and when that processes the stringy comb, we should have string, I think. So no power. I need more power. Let's put some more wood in there to burn. I should really connect up my charcoal, but as I've got so much of this stuff right now, let's just do that. Let's put our hoppers worth in there for now. I really do want to sort out a power supply. I've got a lot of machines that I want to use, and I don't really have a power supply set up at all. So let's just throw all of this in there, out the way. Don't mind using it all up. Don't mind me. There we go, have that. And have that. There we go, so that's all of that in there. So that should keep the survivalist generator processing for a fair while. That should keep this processing for a fair while when it has energy. Yeah, keeps doing that. It's done the first one, and that made a stringy propolis. So that stringy propolis should have another location in this sorting system to get sorted out. Also, I think I should probably have the rows running out down that way. So it comes out from the system and goes down that way and then rejoins the system and comes back in, and another row does other things. So I got to mess about with the setting it up so it looks neat and tidy, but for that I need to make another couple of centrifuges. I need to set up my survivalist generators, get a better power supply for it. And I think I also need to bring the charcoal from the charcoal farm, BeeSpace barrel it over to here. Just while I'm working on charcoal as my power supply. There are a few other options. Lava-wise, if we look at the combs from bees, we can see that there is a shimmering comb here. And the uses of a shimmering comb turn it into refractory wax and phosphorus. Phosphorus, the only way to get phosphorus is through shimmering combs, right? And the uses of that, we make it with a bit of sand, phosphorus and a bit of sand, or phosphorus and a bit of dirt, makes lava. That's 2 buckets of lava per piece of sand. So each one of those phosphorus is 1 piece of sand, and 1 piece of sand basically makes lava. Or, yeah, each of those phosphora make a bucket of lava, which is awesome. There's cobble as well, which I can turn into less lava, but still. And that means that I'll have a lava supply. And then, of course, I can use a lava generator to then make power in this area. Lava generators like these, or lava... Well, actually, there's the only lava generators there. There is magmatic dynamos. Magma dynamos, which I love and are possibly overused in my previous series, using lava to generate power, but it does generate a huge amount of power off the fluids. So I like that as well. But I may go with the thermal expansion lava generators, because they're not too expensive and you just put lava in and you get power out. I could make a few of those and get lava in and power out on a ×8 modifier, which could be good down here to get that increased output of power for all the machines down here. I've just got to decide now where I'm going to start putting things and where I'm going to start laying it all out. Obviously, this is making a lot of this propolis now. Any honey that goes out with this propolis will also be heading into the system. So uses of this stringy comb, for instance, should make propolis and honey drops. The uses of the propolis, we can make it into slime balls, or we can make it into peat, yeah, or we can make it into letters. But there was also things like this making glass, stained glass for other things, which is pretty cool, having different stained glasses from forestry. And that's about it. There was something else as well, but I don't think I can see that. Maybe there's nothing else to do with it. Yeah, so there's things I can do with that. So the stringy propolis generation will give me these black stained clay, black stained glass and things. Stained glass, not a biggie, but I need to sort it out somewhere. So I may as well just have this being put directly into one of the barrels outside. Can I get out my doors, please? Oh my days. Okay. Calmly walk through the doors. Thank you. Okay, let's put the propolis in there. And then those should all start building up nicely. The wax, that's another thing. Let me put some beeswax back in there and take one out. Uses of wax, we've got torches for one. That's no real need. Wax cast, which we need for the glass. Wax capsule, which is fairly important for carrying things like lava and stuff once it's processed, to automatically carry that around without needing to use the buckets. And what else? We also use it for scented paneling, which is a very important thing that I'm going to be needing lots of very soon. And that's about it. Scented gears, maybe. Wood polish, that's another cool thing that I want to test out, but this is the main thing. The scented paneling makes these alvery blocks. So I've got impregnated casings being made over at the base, and these scented panelings need making to do this, which is basically putting beeswax and royal jelly and pollen together to make these scented panelings. This is kind of what I want to create. I need honey and all sorts. I need to create a full system for creating these scented panelings underneath this bee area. So I'm going to plan some stuff out and start working on getting the setup sorted out down here. And I'll be back in a bit once I've done all the crafting and setting up and all that kind of stuff. Alrighty then, I think I'm about ready. We're making lots and lots of beeswax. I've moved the honey currently, but I think I want to change that again. I've come up with another plan, another idea. I've been messing around down here for a little while now, getting all this sorted out, and this is what I've come up with for processing the combs. I've got 4 centrifuges to process the combs, and they look like they've caught up with production already, which is good. So they've caught up with all the combs that we produced so far, which is good. And as combs come in from the various beehives, then I'll have 4 to do. And they've processed a couple of stacks of combs very quickly between them. So I'm expecting this to last me a while, so I don't have to worry too much about combs in the future and expand the system. I think I'll probably expand the system by bringing it back a couple of blocks this way if I needed to and add another couple in. No problem though. But I've tried to set it up so that it's kind of like factory-like down here with some flowing like machines. So this first machine that I've created here, I say machine, it's a series of machines and pipes and stuff, and I'm using so many different cables and wires and different things to keep them all separated, to keep them all where they should be. Right, so first up, I've got a BeeSpace charcoal device. Okay, so this is BeeSpaced to the chunks, well, the barrel that is in my base where I'm getting so much charcoal. I mean, look how much charcoal there is in there. I need to use it up. And while I'm using that supply of charcoal, building up to the fact that I'm going to have some sort of lava bee generation over here somewhere in the future, which is why I'm bringing my power supply in from here. I've got survivalist generators, very easy to make, and they're keeping up with the demand. They're slowly filling, which means that they obviously are providing enough power for these centrifuges and so on. I've got 4 of them for 4 centrifuges, all wired in round the back with just simple leadstone conduct. So that looks pretty straightforward, right? That's pretty straightforward, as simple as I can make it. Nice, simple machine design. I've now just thought, though, that the bee spacing here I haven't actually done on camera, so I've made some bits and pieces to sort out bee spacing for you. One of the things with bee spacing, actually I need my tool, my BeeSpace tool, my tuning fork and my barrel hammer. The bee spacing, you can see what's on the barrels when you've got either an upgrade or a barrel hammer or something from the mod in your hand. You can see what's in the barrels, you see, right? So this has got 3 upgrades, and it's got a storage upgrade of 3, and it's also got a BeeSpace upgrade. So what I've got to do to link that together with BeeSpace is to do exactly the same setup as the barrel here, and then link the 2 together. So we start off with this one over here, because I want to put some charcoal into this system over here for making honey. So we got 1, and we've got a level 2, level 2, and a level 3. You've got to do them progressively, like 1, 2, 3. You can't do them any other way. Where did that other one go? That's it. 3. I only made 1 3 because I only need 1 3 for this. Yes. So those are now looking similar, aren't they? Right. So that's got 3 upgrades, and that's got 3 upgrades. So now I got to put the 3 storage upgrade slots and the BeeSpace slot. There we go. So 3 storage upgrades and the BeeSpace upgrade. So now those should be the same. They should be the same, right? But they're not linked at the minute. To link them, we use a tuning fork, a BeeSpace tuning fork. And I shift right click that. The fork starts resonating in the chat there. And then I shift right click there, and that should link the 2 together. So now this is the 3rd barrel that is BeeSpaced. The 3rd barrel that is linked to the charcoal barrel back at base. So all of these survivalist engines are taking charcoal from 1 barrel, and that 1 farm is providing for all of them right now. This will take a little time to fill up with energy, the same as those ones over there did, and then that transfers the energy up into this squeezer. The squeezer then has the energy and sorts itself out. I do need to take the propolis out, but that's a simple little task of just doing a bit of that, so we'll just grab one of those now. I don't know if I've got any servos made up. I'm making them as I need them, really, so let's see. I've got some other servos. I could do a transfer pipe, maybe. I'll sort that out later. I'll get the propolis coming out later. I think I just want to do a normal servo, so I'll quickly make one of those up later. But you can see how it's working. It's just taking all the honey drops from over here. I've set this so that it's honey drops, and I took the honey drops out of the chest, the barrels upstairs. So all the honey drops that get produced by this process will come back out and go into this chest here. So as they get processed from here, they go into that chest there and get sorted out. The honey drops come over to this chest because it's all linked in, and the wax goes up into the barrels upstairs because I haven't got a process for that yet. So because this then only contains honey drops, everything else that I put in will just not go anywhere, will disappear out, be used somehow. This actually just tried to take it out to squeeze it, but that's okay. Nothing else should be going in there apart from the honey drops, you see. Then the honey drop will come across here and go into here and get squeezed. Slowly but surely that will squeeze. I'm not sure if one of these is going to be enough to power the squeezer full time, but it seems to be working okay. Maybe when it's caught up with the backlog of honey, we'll be okay. And then it's processing, and I've got a liquid transfer, a liquid fluid duct here with a servo that's pulling it out and putting it into this portable tank. This portable tank will be for the next stage. I'm just storing it up now. So this will get a bit of reserve going. The one thing that I've thought of, though, is that I don't want all my honey drops sitting in here. So I've decided I want to change that around a little bit. So I'm going to do some funky stuff with it. Is this a sorting barrel? Yes, it's a sorting barrel. Okay, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to put a barrel on there. And I'm going to put the honey in the barrel, and I'm going to lock it. So the honey still comes out of the barrel and goes into here, but this is now the honey barrel. So any honey that comes into the sorting system will go into the honey barrel. And this sorting chest I'll use for something else later. But now I want to set this up so it's linked into the other honey chest upstairs, or make another honey barrel upstairs, so that they're linked together in a way. So that I've got excess stock going to another place. So I'm doing some more BeeSpacing, which is why I wanted to show you what I was doing here. Let's get a 1 upgrade, a 2 upgrade. That gives us 3 slots. You see, 1 slot gives us 1, add a 2, it gives us 3, and so on. But these BeeSpace upgrades require 2 slots, so I've got to at least use the 2 upgrade. It gives me a spare slot, so I could potentially upgrade it with a storage upgrade as well at some point. But then I will right click to resonate that barrel, and I'm going to go upstairs to where I want to put my honey. And I was doing it over here, so this was an area, but this is linked into a sorting barrel. I don't know how that's going to function, so I'm going to try it and see if it functions having 2 barrels on the same sorting system, and that should be good. No, it didn't work. Okay, let's see if I can do it again down here. Sorting barrels may be slightly different. Let's do this and that one. Barrel's content is preventing it from resonating. Okay, let's put a stack of honey in there. Boom. And then take it. Let's undo that. Take it. Preventing it from resonating. Okay. What am I missing? What am I missing? This is something to now fix. I'm not sure if it works this way. So I've got 2 upgrades and a BeeSpace upgrade on that one. And I've got 2 upgrades and a BeeSpace upgrade on this one. So why is that not resonating? It needs maybe the honey in it and that. Then take the contents out and then maybe do it. The fork starts resonating. Okay. Let's go down here and check it again. Boom. Barrel's contents is preventing it again. Okay. Well, let's take all of the contents out and try setting it up. There we go. Oh, it's done. It's linked to the other barrel upstairs now. Okay, so if honey drops go in there, there's 16 honey drops in there. Let's take the full stacks out again. Let's put a load in there, so a stack and a bit. Then if we go upstairs and check this barrel should be full as well. Awesome. So now I can access the honey from here to be able to set it up with my bee analyzer. Where did I put my bee analyzer? Put it in here, yeah. My bee analyzer, I can put the honey into there. And then that gives me a supply up here that is also an overflow from the system downstairs. So as the combs get processed, the backlog, instead of sitting in a chest down here, once it's all processed and this is full and there's nowhere for the honey to go, this will backlog into this chest here. And instead of it being in this chest here, it will now be in the barrel, and I can access that barrel from upstairs and also make more barrels that are BeeSpaced wherever I need honey. So I've got that linked in now to a system much bigger and greater than its own little setup. And I'm going to be working on getting the production bees sorted out so that I can start on royal jelly. The whole of the processing down there is to make those great big multi-block bee structures and basically process the combs and dump out all the proceeds out into barrels up here. So I'll be working on that a little bit more and figuring out what we need to do, and next episode we'll take a look at how to make the big multi-block structures in the aviaries. I've also done a little bit more over on the seeds over in the greenhouse, so we'll have a look at there to see how that's getting on. And I thank you very, very much for watching. Yes, that's it. End of the episode. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next week for some more A Druid's Tale.